Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So, as you guys know that I mentioned earlier, I want to try to put love and support and, give flowers where they're due, put that in the metaverse. And so I want to shed some love and some light to Leslie Jones, who was the guest host for The Daily Show. And as you guys know, Trevor Noah, he left after 7 years, taking over for Jon Stewart. And so Leslie came in and has filled that spot this week. They're going to rotate several different guest hosts, and I'll get into that lineup later on in the video. But for right now, I feel like she is doing a phenomenal job this week. She brought her very animated personality. I love Leslie. She's always full of energy. When she was on SNL, I felt like, she definitely brought her whole comedic self to every skit. And when she was on The View speaking with Whoopi Goldberg and, all the ladies on there, she said that, there were times where she felt discouraged as far as, where she was as a comedian. She didn't feel like she had, quote unquote, made it yet. And so just to see her on The Daily Show shining and giving us just her commentary, it's so full of life. Like, I love Leslie. I remember when she was commentating on the Olympics, and it became so popular that it actually took ratings away from, I believe it was NBC. I'm not sure the network, but the commentators that were actually paid that were actually paid to provide sports commentary on the Olympics, but more people were tuning in to her. And so the officials asked her to stop commentating because her popularity superseded theirs. And so I don't know. I hope that maybe like she'll start a YouTube channel, or she'll maybe even become the permanent host on The Daily Show. She said, though, on The View that she didn't want it just because politics is kind of depressing. Like, it's kind of a drag. And, you know, especially where we are right now in regards to just a lot of the politicians, like, are not telling the truth. And there's just been so many scandals recently. So I can understand that. But I am so glad that she stepped into The Daily Show and just brought back all of the correspondents that were there when Trevor was there. So we saw, Dulce Sloan and Desi Lydic and, Micah Costa. So the team that are the correspondents, they're still there, even though Trevor left. So I love that. And I love the fact that she kept the green screens. And here's a skit where she's talking about the chicken. And, nobody can do it like Leslie. Like, she is hilarious. So that's something that Trevor introduced. And of course, with the advances of technology, she definitely took full advantage of that. So that was something that definitely was hilarious. And right here, her thoughts on the MLK Statue Backlash. So if you guys aren't familiar, in Boston, there was an MLK statue that was supposed to represent the embrace that Dr. Martin Luther King and his wife, Coretta, they, held each other and embraced once he won the Nobel Peace Prize. And the statue was supposed to symbolize their embrace. Now, this is a $10 million statue, okay, in Boston, Massachusetts. And I feel like the backlash on social media was, I can understand where people are coming from, because when I first looked at it, it didn't look like arms embracing. It looked like something that was a little bit more explicit. And you have to watch Leslie's commentary because it's hilarious. But a lot of people on social media were just saying that they just didn't find it very appropriate or symbolizing the values of Dr. King and his family. And I was hoping that, one of the family members would speak out about it. If they did, I missed it. But I do follow Bernice King on social media, and his son, Dr. Martin Luther King III. So I didn't see them saying anything about it, which again, that's a very, dignified silence, and I don't fault them for that at all. But I just feel like the $10 million could have been spent in a way that would have honored Dr. King's legacy more so than just a statue that caused a lot of people to to look twice or question what it is. I feel like, maybe a scholarship or some kind of um, public speaking program, something that would have a better return on investment than this statue. But going back to Leslie, I feel like she did a really good job covering such a taboo subject, and her interview with Morris Chestnut was definitely one of my favorites on the Daily Show, just because the first thing that came out of her mouth was so unexpected. Morris Chestnut has been a great actor ever since I was a little kid. And so many people have commented on how attractive he is and how he sustained that throughout so many decades. And, this picture right here is just, I mean, you know, people have been saying, like, like Kevin Hart, he's like, what do you use? Is it creams? Is it, cocoa butter? What is it? And Morris Chestnut, of course, being the gentleman that he is, he credits his wife. But Leslie, I loved her commentary when she was interviewing him, because she said, why didn't you run zigzag? And she was talking about Ricky on Boys in the Hood. She's like, why didn't you run zigzag? She's like, I cried on every single time. She's like, Ricky, and it was so unexpected that that's the first thing that came out of her mouth. And you could see Morris kind of like bracing himself. But he's a family man, and he was there to promote his show on Peacock, The Best Man Final Chapters. If you guys haven't seen it, please go see it. It's so good. I have a video about it on this channel as well if you guys want to hear my commentary, my recap about it. But it's really, really good. It's actually the most watched and the best show on Peacock since their debut. So you don't have to take my word for it. The streams speak for itself. So congratulations to Morris Chestnut and Malcolm Lee and the whole cast of The Best Man. But yeah, I feel like Leslie did a really good job interviewing him. He said he gets that question all the time, which is warranted, because as an athlete, I really wish that Ricky would have zigzagged as well. But anyway, she did a great job this week, and I really am going to miss her unique commentary. She brought on one of the leaders in Planned Parenthood, and she said that it was so important for her growing up without access to healthcare that she actually put Planned Parenthood in her trust. So it's not some place where people go to, just have abortions and things like that. Like, Planned Parenthood does a lot. It, provides contraceptives and Plan B pills and, just basic education for, little girls growing up. She said, she didn't have someone telling her about her anatomy growing up, and that Planned Parenthood was that place where she could get her questions answered truthfully and honestly about her body as a young woman. So, she's like, a lot of people don't have access to that type of information. And yeah, she said, Planned Parenthood is so important. I mean, she put them in her trust. And I thought that was, commendable. So kudos to Leslie Jones. She did a great job, and I wish her all the success going forward. If she ever changes her mind, maybe she'll stay. But in the meantime, we have other, guest hosts that are coming. So we have Wanda Sykes, Theo Hughley, Chelsea Handler, and Sarah Silverman. So this was Leslie's week. And then we have 4 more in rotation. And, drop down in the comments, let me know what you thought of Leslie co-hosting or guest hosting The Daily Show this week. And I mean, I would love to see one of the correspondents take it. I think Roy Wood Jr., he said that he was interested in the job and he would be a great, host and to lead that team because he's worked there for so long. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.